everybody. My name is Curtis Kang. I'm now with the RV Returners, former member of the FXBG Turks. Here with a video here today to kind of expand the great Metacall series that Adam has started in the past, and this time we are covering Calbrena. If you don't know what Calbrena is, it's a Earth monster, a 4 CP, and you tap one Earth and one of any color, and Calbrena becomes a forward with 7,000 power and gains the following effect. When Calbrena is put from the field to the break zone, return it to the field dull. You can only use this ability once per turn. So the reason why Calbrena is really good, and in my opinion, probably one of the better cards in the game right now due to how the meta has shaped up, it's due to the emergence of a certain card called Veritas of the Dark, in my opinion. So if you don't know what Veritas of the Dark is, it's a dark forward, it's 6 CP, and it's AK. When it enters the board, your opponent selects one forward and get rid of it. And when it dies, your opponent selects one character and they get rid of it. So in the colors of Earth, there's not really much options that you have against Veritas. A lot of things are pretty expensive, and most of the time you don't want them to die. So in this situation, Calbrena kind of solves that problem. Basically gives you a really good answer for Veritas without having to lose any advantage other than the 2 CP that you pay for, but it's worth it in a lot of situations. Also, you can use Calbrena to kind of play around, Fanfrit plays, and especially with how good water is right now in Opus 8. It gives you a lot of options to kind of play around their cards, and it's just a pretty good answer overall. If you haven't noticed, in the most recent Crystal Cup in Tampa, a lot of the Earth decks were opting to play Calbrena, and 2 of them that made top 8 also played Calbrena as well. So there's just a lot of things that Calbrena can do in the meta right now, and if you are playing Earth and you're not playing Calbrena, you might want to reconsider. Not only does it play around Veritas, like I've mentioned before, and Fanfrit, but also you can use it to invalidate big forwards that are swinging every turn. You just activate Calbrena and just soak up some damage. You can also play aggressive with Calbrena and basically pay the 2 CP, attack with her, and then if they try to chump block, you don't lose anything, and then you just do some ping damage afterwards to get rid of whatever blocked her. She's also a really good answer to cards like Arden. So if they drop an early Arden, sometimes it's really tough to get rid of it, and if you don't have forwards to play or forwards to chump block with, you're going to be taking damage every turn because Arden has Brave. So Calbrena is just a really good answer to kind of soak up that damage and basically make it pretty useless. In cards like Arden, you can also use Calbrena to get around the effect. So you start the battle phase, bring out Calbrena, get rid of Calbrena, comes back as a monster, you didn't lose anything, and now you can swing and Arden can't block. So there's just a lot of applications like that too. You can put your opponents in really weird situations with Calbrena, and since she's a monster, it's really hard to interact with her. And when they're really trying to play aggressive and get those points of damage in, you can activate Calbrena and force them to use removal on her. So basically, they're just wasting their cards just to get some damage in, and sometimes that's really, really good. And, that's just something that Calbrena can really do in this meta. So, give her a try. Definitely try to, see what you can do with her in the meta right now if you're playing Earth. Also, if you are not playing Earth, you might want to find some ways to deal with Calbrena, and you might want to, I wouldn't really say put monster hate in your decks, but be very mindful of what she does. There are ways to play around her. Basically, you just stack the removal on top of her effect, so that way she doesn't gain her effect when she becomes a forward. So if you're playing like Scions and you have like a card like Dragon, you can play Dragon, force them to activate Calbrena, and then stack the monster destruction effect of Dragon on top, so that way you kill her before she becomes a forward, so she doesn't have her effect of coming back. That's probably one of the best ways to deal with her. Also, you could play cards like Bahamut's or like 5 CP Yuna and just remove her from the game, so that way she doesn't come back too. Or if you have like Y'shtola, you could cancel Calbrena when she dies, because it is an auto effect, and that's something that Y'shtola can stop. It's kind of a little overboard in my opinion, but that's definitely something that you can do to play around that effect if you really have to. But let us know what you think. Leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. But thanks for listening. Have a great day.